Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you've ever felt frustrated with dating or wondered why some men seem to succeed effortlessly while others struggle, you're not alone. The truth is, dating success isn't about wealth, flashy experiences, or playing games. It's about effort, thoughtfulness, and intentionality. Too many men buy into harmful myths about attraction, believing they need to be wealthy, overly charismatic, or emotionally detached to win a woman's interest. But in reality, what truly matters is how you show up, engage, and build connections. The most successful men in dating understand what women genuinely appreciate and focus on consistency, confidence, and emotional intelligence rather than superficial tactics. In today's video, we're breaking down the key factors that separate men who thrive in dating from those who struggle. Understanding these principles will give you a clear advantage, whether you are looking for a serious relationship or just aiming to improve your dating experiences. So, watch until the end, because these insights can transform how you approach dating and relationships. Let's get started. 1. Effort matters more than money. Many men believe that impressing a woman requires lavish dates, extravagant gifts, or a display of financial status. While such gestures may grab attention momentarily, they rarely create the deep emotional connection that keeps a woman genuinely invested. What truly stands out is not the price tag of an experience, but the thoughtfulness and effort behind it. A man who remembers small details, her favorite coffee, how she lights up when talking about a particular book, or how she prefers to end her evenings, demonstrates an awareness that resonates deeper. When he makes plans with intention, choosing a spot that aligns with her tastes rather than opting for a generic expensive restaurant, she notices. It signals that he is paying attention, values her unique preferences, and that his efforts stem from genuine interest rather than obligation. Consistency in effort matters more than grand, infrequent gestures. A woman may be momentarily impressed by a luxurious weekend getaway, but she will be far more affected by the small, thoughtful actions that regularly appear in everyday life. A man who picks up her favorite snack without being asked, who sends her a message in the middle of a stressful day just to remind her she's doing great, or who adjusts his schedule to make time for her in meaningful ways, this is the kind of effort that builds lasting attraction. What women often remember most are not the things money can buy, but the moments that make them feel seen, heard, and valued. In a world where many men try to impress with their wallets, the man who leads with genuine thoughtfulness sets himself apart. 2. Thoughtfulness signals genuine interest. Women are exceptionally perceptive when it comes to a man's intentions. They can tell when he follows a script, offering compliments without substance, asking generic questions, or making plans without genuine enthusiasm. What captures a woman's attention is not grand gestures, but small, thoughtful actions that reveal genuine interest. A man who remembers the little details she shares stands apart. If she casually mentions her favorite book, the name of a song she loves, or a dish that reminds her of childhood, bringing it up later shows that he listens and values her words. Thoughtfulness is not about extravagant gifts or over-the-top surprises. It's about demonstrating that her presence in his life is meaningful enough to be remembered. The initiative also plays a crucial role. Many men make the mistake of being passive, waiting for the woman to take the lead in planning dates or keeping conversations alive. A man who takes charge, who chooses a restaurant, suggests an enjoyable activity, or follows up on a previous discussion, signals confidence and investment. He is not just reacting to her interest, but actively cultivating the connection. Beyond words, small gestures carry the most weight. Holding the door open, checking in to see if she got home safely, or sending her something that brightens her day builds emotional trust. They communicate that his care is not performative but natural, and that he genuinely values the connection. A woman does not fall for a man because of what he says, but because of what he does. Thoughtfulness is not about impressing her in the moment. It's about consistently showing that she matters without needing to be asked. 3. Confidence through leadership, not control. Women are naturally drawn to men who exude confidence through leadership, not control. A man who leads with certainty and decisiveness creates a sense of security, making a woman feel valued and cared for. However, this does not mean exerting dominance or making choices without considering her input. Authentic leadership in a relationship is about taking the initiative while respecting and integrating her desires. One of the men's most common mistakes is being overly passive, constantly deferring decisions to a woman to appear agreeable. Asking, "Where do you want to eat?" every time may seem polite, but in reality it signals indecisiveness. Women appreciate a man who considers their preferences and confidently suggests an option instead, saying, "I made a reservation at that place you love, let's go there tonight," shows her thoughtfulness without forcing a choice. Beyond simple decisions, planning also reflects strong leadership. A man who takes the time to organize a great date, rather than improvising everything at the last minute, demonstrates effort and intentionality. This level of preparation makes a woman feel special and reassures her that she is with someone capable of handling life's more significant responsibilities. It's not about rigid control, but showing that he can take charge in ways that enhance her experience. The ability to lead with confidence also fosters emotional security. A woman feels more at ease with a man who is decisive and clear about his intentions, rather than one who hesitates or second-guesses himself. Trust naturally develops when she senses he is sure of himself, yet still considers her comfort and well-being. This balance between strength and attentiveness truly captivates a woman's heart. Attraction is rarely built on mere words, but rather on the consistent actions that a man takes. A woman may initially be drawn to physical appeal or charm, but long-term desire is sustained by how he carries himself. The men who stand out move forward with purpose, make choices confidently, and create a dynamic where a woman feels both cherished and secure. 4. Consistency and reliability build attraction. One of the most overlooked yet crucial qualities that draw women to men is consistency. Many men mistakenly believe that keeping a woman on edge, being unpredictable, withdrawing attention, or playing hard to get creates attraction. While a little mystery can add excitement, nothing builds long-term interest and emotional connection like reliability. Women quickly lose patience with men who send mixed signals, who appear deeply engaged one moment and completely absent the next. The uncertainty becomes exhausting rather than exciting, leading her to doubt his intentions and eventually lose interest. A man who keeps his word, follows through on his promises, and shows up as expected earns something far more valuable than temporary attraction. He earns trust. If he says he'll call, he calls. If he makes plans, he follows through. His actions match his words, creating a sense of stability that makes a woman feel safe opening up to him emotionally. In contrast, a man who constantly shifts between showing interest and pulling away creates an environment of insecurity. Women do not interpret inconsistency as a sign of high value. They see it as a lack of maturity or emotional availability. The men who stand out are the ones who are unwavering in their intentions. They don't rely on manipulation or need to manufacture tension to maintain a woman's attention. Instead, they let their actions speak for them. They show up, time and time again, proving that they are not just passing through her life, but are genuinely invested. This reliability is not about being overly predictable or dull, but about being a man whose presence can be counted on. Attraction is not just about chemistry, it's about connection. And connection cannot flourish in the presence of uncertainty. Women may initially be drawn to excitement, but they stay for security. The intriguing and dependable man creates the kind of attraction that lasts far beyond the initial spark. 5. Avoiding the indifference trap. Many men fall into the trap of believing that indifference is a sign of confidence. They assume that appearing detached will make them more desirable, and that by withholding attention they will trigger a woman's curiosity. But true confidence doesn't come from playing games or feigning disinterest. It comes from genuine engagement. A self-assured man doesn't need to pretend he doesn't care. Instead, he openly values his time and the people he chooses to share it with. A woman can sense when a man is truly present in a conversation. She notices the way he listens, the way he responds, and the way he asks questions that go beyond surface-level exchanges. When a man engages with genuine curiosity, he creates an emotional experience that lingers in her mind. She remembers him not because he ignored her, but because he made her feel seen. On the other hand, a man who acts indifferent may initially appear mysterious, but over time that act becomes tiresome. A woman will not chase after a man who gives her nothing to hold on to. Enthusiasm, when expressed with balance, is magnetic. A man who can say, "I had a great time with you," without fear of sounding too eager, is far more compelling than one who plays it cool and refuses to show appreciation. Women are drawn to men who express confidence in their emotions, who can show interest without losing their sense of self. Indifference, when mistaken for confidence, only signals a lack of investment. And in a world full of men who try to be detached, the man who isn't afraid to engage will always stand out. 6. Leading with intentions, not just fun. A man who knows what he wants and leads with clear intentions stands apart from those who merely seek fleeting excitement. Women can sense when a man is aimlessly drifting through dating, unsure of his desires. This lack of direction may be entertaining initially, but it rarely fosters meaningful connections. The men who succeed in relationships are the ones who articulate their intentions early. Whether they seek something casual or a serious commitment, their honesty eliminates confusion and aligns them with women who share their values. Many men make the mistake of prioritizing fun over compatibility, mistaking momentary pleasure for authentic connection. Spontaneous adventures and playful banter might entertain a woman, but if a man fails to establish deeper alignment, she will eventually lose interest. The attraction is not built on entertainment alone, but on a shared vision, mutual understanding, and emotional depth. A man who chooses his dates based on compatibility rather than temporary amusement sets himself apart as someone who values quality over quantity. Equally important is the ability to filter out women who are not a good match. A man who seeks a meaningful relationship should recognize when a woman's primary interest lies in status, wealth, or superficial validation, rather than genuine connection. By setting standards and refusing to chase women who do not align with his values, he positions himself as a man of self-respect and confidence. Women naturally gravitate toward men who lead with purpose rather than desperation. Ultimately, dating is not just about attraction, it's about alignment. A man who leads with intention avoids wasted time, unnecessary heartache, and misaligned connections. He attracts women who appreciate his clarity, respect his decisiveness, and are drawn to the sense of purpose he brings into their lives. 7. Reciprocity and mutual appreciation matter. One of the men's most common relationship mistakes is investing too much energy into a woman who does not reciprocate. Many believe persistence, grand gestures, and unwavering devotion will eventually win her. But the truth is that attraction cannot be forced. A connection thrives when both people contribute, interest is mutual, and appreciation flows naturally between them. A man who constantly chases a woman who shows little effort in return will only find himself exhausted and frustrated. If she never initiates conversations, never plans dates, or never expresses gratitude for his efforts, then the dynamic is already imbalanced. It is not that she is playing hard to get, it is that she is not truly invested. A woman who values a man will show it. She will find ways to engage, to make time, and to express appreciation. When she is genuinely interested, her actions will reflect that. A relationship should never feel like a one-man performance. When a man feels like the only one carrying the connection, it is a sign that something is wrong. The healthiest relationships are built on mutual appreciation, where effort is given and returned naturally. A man should never have to convince a woman to care. Instead, he should observe her actions and recognize when to step back. The right woman will meet him halfway, not because she is obligated to, but because she genuinely wants to. 8. Attraction isn't about money, but about value. Many men fall into the trap of believing that financial success is the primary factor in a woman's attraction. While stability is undoubtedly important, it is not the defining quality that captivates a woman's interest. What truly matters is the value a man brings beyond material wealth. A man with purpose, passion, and a strong sense of self will always be more attractive than someone who relies solely on his bank account to impress. Women are drawn to men who have a life outside of dating, those who are deeply engaged in their pursuits, whether it's a career they love, a creative endeavor, or a personal mission that gives them a sense of fulfillment. A man who is genuinely excited about his own life naturally radiates confidence, making him far more compelling than someone who simply tries to buy attraction. Emotional security also plays a crucial role. Women seek men who make them feel seen, heard, and valued. A man who listens attentively, understands her emotions, and provides a sense of stability through his presence is infinitely more appealing than one who merely provides financial security. Genuine connection is built on understanding, not just provision. Social intelligence is another key factor that separates desirable men from those who struggle in relationships. The ability to navigate social dynamics, exhibit humor, show kindness, and engage in meaningful conversations makes a man far more attractive than any display of wealth. Women are drawn to men who can make them feel special, not through extravagant gestures, but through genuine interactions that leave a lasting impression. Attraction is never just about what a man owns, it's about who he is. The men who stand out are those who cultivate depth, confidence, and a strong personal identity. When a man understands that his value is not determined by his financial status, but by his unique presence in a woman's life, he becomes irreplaceable. 9. Avoiding toxic negativity in dating. After experiencing disappointment in dating, many men develop a cynical outlook. They convince themselves that all women are the same, that genuine connection is impossible, and that effort is never appreciated. This mindset, while understandable, is self-sabotaging. The way a man perceives women and relationships shapes his experiences. He unconsciously seeks out and attracts those things if he expects rejection, disappointment, and ingratitude. One of the men's biggest mistakes is allowing past failures to define their future interactions. Just because some women have been unappreciative does not mean all women will be. Carrying resentment into new experiences prevents authentic connection. Women are incredibly perceptive to energy and attitude. A man who enters an interaction guarded, bitter, or distrustful is immediately less attractive. On the other hand, a man who remains open, confident, and optimistic naturally draws people in. A significant contributor to negativity in dating is the online space. Social media and specific online communities amplify toxic narratives, reinforcing the belief that modern dating is hopeless. Men who immerse themselves in these echo chambers begin to see women as adversaries rather than partners. This perspective leads to defensiveness, frustration, and ultimately isolation. A man who filters out negativity and focuses on real-world interactions will have a vastly different experience. A key shift in mindset is moving from scarcity to abundance. Many men operate as if good women are rare, which leads to desperation, overinvestment in the wrong people, and a constant fear of loss. The truth is that plenty of intelligent, kind, and emotionally mature women appreciate a man of value. A man who believes in abundance carries himself differently. He does not chase approval or tolerate disrespect because he knows his worth and understands that meaningful connections are not limited to a few rare individuals. The men who thrive in dating and relationships approach the process with resilience and optimism. They see every interaction as an opportunity rather than a test. They understand that rejection does not reflect their value but simply a misalignment. They refuse to let past disappointments dictate their future happiness. A positive mindset does not mean ignoring reality. It means focusing on possibilities rather than limitation, and in doing so, a man improves his dating life and elevates his existence. 10. Recognizing red flags in women. Many men focus on impressing women without considering whether the woman before them is truly worth their time. Just as women assess men for compatibility, men must also recognize red flags that signal trouble ahead. A woman only interested in luxury and status will see a man not as a partner but as a provider. If her enthusiasm rises and falls based on the price tag of a date, it's a sign that she values material benefits more than the man himself. Attraction built on wealth is temporary, and when financial tides shift, so does her interest. Emotional unavailability is another warning that many men overlook. A woman who constantly plays games, withholds affection to maintain control, or keeps a man in a cycle of uncertainty is not someone looking for a meaningful connection. She thrives on instability, not love. A relationship should not feel like a test where a man has to prove his worth at every turn. A woman who is genuinely invested does not manipulate, she nurtures. Disrespect is the most damaging red flag, yet one that men often tolerate for too long. A woman who never expresses gratitude for a man's efforts, dismisses his thoughts, or constantly undermines him is signaling that she does not value him. In the early stages, this may appear as playful teasing or minor criticisms, but over time it erodes self-respect. A man who allows disrespect to persist teaches her that it is acceptable, and once that line is crossed, it rarely reverses. The most fulfilling relationships are built on mutual appreciation, respect, and genuine emotional connection. A man who values himself does not settle for a woman who sees him as a resource, keeps him guessing, or fails to acknowledge his worth. Instead, he seeks a partner who reciprocates effort, respects his presence, and adds to his life rather than draining from it. Recognizing these red flags early is not about being overly cautious. It is about choosing wisely and ensuring that time and energy are invested in someone who truly deserves them. At the core of dating success lies effort, confidence, thoughtfulness, and intentionality. The men who truly stand out aren't the ones flashing wealth or playing mind games. They're the ones who lead with purpose, make women feel valued, and remain consistent in their actions. Attraction isn't built on grand gestures or expensive dates. It's cultivated through genuine engagement, emotional security, and mutual appreciation. If you are struggling with dating, take a step back and evaluate. Are you choosing women who respect and reciprocate your efforts? Are you leading with confidence and intentionality? Are you focusing on real connections rather than superficial attraction? Shifting your mindset from scarcity to abundance, from passive to proactive, will improve your dating experiences. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What are some lessons you've learned in dating? Have you ever made a change that led to better results? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more insights on dating, relationships, and personal growth. See you in the next one.